Creatures of Sonaria is a fun game, and it is very creative. And I love the various amounts of creatures you can play in this game, but there are three main issues with this game. First of all, it's far too glitchy at the moment, and the developers are more focused, or at least seem to be, on adding new creatures instead of actually fixing the game. And I know the whole recode of the game was supposed to fix the game, but one of the first things I noticed about the recode is that it was just as glitchy, or maybe a little bit less glitchy than the old game. I mean, just look at that amazing ocean right there. There's nothing going on here that's glitchy at all. Absolutely nothing. Game's totally fixed, guys. They totally fixed it. But the main problem with the game isn't how glitchy it is, it's the economy. First of all, most of the nice or cool creatures in this game, they usually range from like 10,000 mushrooms to 15,000 mushrooms. Who determines these values? Well, the community does. The people who play the game, they decide what everything is worth. But the people won't let you sell these creatures for your own prices or your own values, because the Discord is the thing that really determines the worth of things. Which all seems fair, but then what happens if someone just, gets a bunch of friends and they just go into the Discord and start saying the wrong values over and over and over again until the values are what they want them to be? You can literally do that. I'm pretty sure people have done that before. The values generally are far too... I mean, seriously, you only get 150 shooms per hour. 150. That means, if my math is correct, it will take you 100 hours to farm 15,000 shooms. And that's about the price of most of the decent creatures in the game. This means that it will take a little over 4 days to get 15,000 shooms. 4 days straight. Imagine playing the game for 4 days straight just so you can get a Volnover or a Parahexilian, which, by the way, Para is really squishy. I do not recommend it, even though it looks cool. And sure, you may say there are creatures that aren't worth 15,000, like the ones worth 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. And why don't we just bring up the most expensive creatures in the game? Why not? Sigmatox is 200,000, and then Karuku is 100 to 120,000. It's literally impossible to get that much by just playing the game. And you might say that this is fair, considering the fact that you can't get those creatures anymore, but by that logic, I think Aeolana should be way more expensive right now, and so should Corvorux. And my final critique is that the events have been getting worse and worse. Or at least in my opinion they have. No one wants to spend hours grinding every Christmas just to get candy canes so they can get Boreal or Jotunheim, especially since around those times those creatures always go down in value thanks to the terrible trading system. And sure, you can get candy canes by literally just standing in the dodgeball area and getting 100 candy canes per round by doing literally nothing, which is another example of Creatures of Sonaria being glitchy. I don't know what this guy is doing. He can't hit us when we're in here. And you can see I can't fly right now because the game is glitchy. And let's talk about the Robux prices for these candy canes, or the Robux prices for the mush. I mean, seriously, who's gonna spend that much on mush just so you can buy these creatures? This is absolutely ridiculous, Sonar Studios. And don't get me started on this year's boss, the Yeti boss. Let me show you the rewards. So basically, you can donate candy canes to get these rewards, right? And if you donate 100 candy canes, you get an 8% chance of getting Jotunheim, the best reward. Wow, that seems fair, doesn't it? And this is so ridiculous that the only way you can justify using this reward system is if you're doing the Jotunheim quest. Otherwise, it's just gambling. It's literally gambling. That's what it is. I love how this game got into controversy for being a gambling game, and now they're just blatantly doubling down and adding this. Creatures of Sonaria players are going to grow up to be gamblers. This is really not cool, especially since this is a Roblox game that's aimed at children. I just think Sonar Studios is getting more and more greedy, and they need to stop. They need to fix their economy, and they need to stop overpricing everything. And then maybe more people will play the game, because I quit playing the game for so long because of this stuff.